Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, Orcshead Magic, and it's Jordan here. And we are coming at you yet again with another Deck Tech Tuesday. This deck is a standard red-white human tokens build that I have come up with. Very sweet little brew, definitely won't lie about it, I quite enjoy playing it. In fact, I took it to FNM, because I totally didn't take the other deck I was wanting to play, because I'm an idiot. And I actually came third for FNM, which was really sweet. Probably my highest ranking so far with it. And I think if I had sideboarded against one match I did lose in, that I could have come first. But, you know, I hadn't actually play tested this deck very much. So it's all about practice at the end of the day. So anyway, let's get straight into the deck tech. And to begin with, we only have one creature in the one drop slot. We have 4 Bloodlust Inciters. Benefit with this is that you want this out turn 1 ideally because, well, he makes things quicker. That's a bit, you make your clock go very quick. It is very sweet. We then move on into the 2 drop slot. Now, this is where the majority of our deck lies. And to begin with, because we are running human synergy, we have 4 off of Thalia's Lieutenant. Benefit with that, it comes onto the field, it gives everything +1/+1 counters as this human, and whenever a human enters the battlefield under our control, we get a 1/1 counter on it. Very sweet. We then have a 2 off of Harsh Mentor. Benefit with this is the anti-Etherworks, anti-Mardu. This guy works vastly, amazingly against a lot of decks. You know, for sure, they have to pay to do what they want to do. We also run 2 Kari Skyship Raider. Benefit with this, use a human pirate, and you can be swinging with her turn 2 if you have a little inciter out, which is 3 damage on the board, which is fantastic. We then have Honored Cropped Captain. Benefit with this is that when it's attacking, it gives all other creatures +1/+0. If you've got multiple out on the board, it's very sweet as well. And the final creature in our 2 drop slot is Metallic Mimic. Now, this is a human once it enters the battlefield, just to let you know. You are picking humans, it becomes a human, it will trigger Thalia's Lieutenants. It is all round fantastic. Definitely a creature that's worth playing. I'm only running it as a 3 off. I find that 4 is a bit clunky and I don't want it. I want other things playing. So, moving on into the 3 drop slot, we are running 2 off of Thalia, Heretic, Cathar. Benefit is that she gains first strike. She makes creatures and non-basic land that opponents control enter the battlefield tapped, so they can't flash in any blockers and various things like that. And the only other creature in the 3 drop slot we are running is a full playset of Hanweir Garrison. This is the token synergy that I'm talking about. Whenever it itself is attacking, it puts 2 1/1 red human creatures into the battlefield tapped and attacking. Benefit is if they've got a Mimic out on the board as well, they also gain +1/+1 counters. Very, very nice, very fantastic. In the 4 drop slot, we're only running a 1-off of Odric, Lunarch, Marshal. This is to spread some of the synergies around. I mean, at the moment it is only really Kari and Thalia, as I have described. But we also do have a 2-off of Angel of Invention at the top of the curve for the 5 drop slot. That gives flying, you know, in conjunction with Odric, it's giving flying, vigilance, and lifelink. It also is an anthem effect across the board for our team, which is fantastic. So it's what we want to do. Moving on to the spell side of things, we are running a little bit of removal. We run 2 off of Magma Spray. This is to deal with pesky returning creatures to the battlefield, such as Scrappy Scrounger and the Dread Wanderer. We then run off a 2 off of Declaration in Stone. Also, this is again to exile effects, it's fantastic. And then we have 2 off of Aethersphere Harvester. This is just a big fat creature in the air. It's just designed to block Heart of Kiran, pretty much from the Mardu deck. Definitely a creature that can be sort of toyed with if taken out when you are sideboarding and things like that. Moving on into the 4 drop slot, we have 2 off of Anointed Procession. This is the enchantment which will effectively double your token generation. So with this, in conjunction with Hanweir Garrison, is fantastic. It's also on curve, so theoretically, you know, whatever 2 drop, you know, Metallic Mimic into Hanweir Garrison, into Anointed Procession, you are swinging for a lot of damage on that turn. And the last off of the deck is Gideon, Ally of Zendikar. Benefit again with this is that he can generate tokens. He can make himself a 5/5 human soldier ally. Benefit with that is obviously if Thalia enters the battlefield, you obviously want to make him a human first. That way he gets a +1/+1 counter also, which stays on him. And as I said, he makes ally tokens, and then worst case scenario, you can always -4 him and give an Anthem effect across the board. And that's it. Moving on to the land, we are pretty much running, in terms of dual lands, we are running a full play set of Needle Spires and a full play set of Inspiring Vantage. This allows us to have an opening hand with generally a dual colour land. It is very useful and good in terms of long game strategy. Also, Needle Spires becomes a creature, so effectively if you're swinging for a major board win, or even in terms of defensive as well, it is very useful. We also run a full play set of Aether Hub. This is an energy land. We also do have Aethersphere Harvester, which works in conjunction with, so either give energy to that or to help mana fix us. We also run a one-off of Hanweir Battlements. Not a great sort of win con strategy, but late game, if you've got an Anointed Procession out on the board and a Hanweir Garrison, you might as well transform them. And finally, in terms of the utility lands, we have Westvale Abbey. Benefit with this is that we have a lot of tokens. If we have a lot of tokens being generated, why not sack them and make a 9/7 in the air? And it also has a lot of keywords, which works with Odric. So it's basically late game win con strategy. Moving on, we have a 4-off in terms of mountains and 5-off in terms of plains, because we do have the double white mana symbols in terms of Gideon and Angel of Invention, so that's the reason where we go from. Moving on to the sideboard. Now, I normally don't like giving you a sideboard, and I try not to, but these are just sort of the one I've worked with at the moment that seems to be doing okay against the meta. We run off a 2-off of Release the Gremlins. We're running a token strategy, so why not utilize getting even more tokens? Definitely worth it. Gets rid of the Aetherworks deck as well as destroy some of the Mardu deck. We run a 1-off of Cataclysmic Gearhulk. This is mainly to go up against a Super Friends deck. I know a lot of people aren't running it, and it's not a huge. It's a bit of a fringe deck, but you've got to have something to deal with having multiple planeswalkers out on the board, and this actually deals with it quite quickly and nicely. We then have 2-off of Dusk and Dawn. Benefit with this is it's a good board wipe. It works very well against the zombies and puts them all into the bin, and it means you can get your creatures back. Also, we run a 2-off of Gideon's Intervention. Again, as I say, I love this card. This is my jam. It prevents damage, it stops them casting, casting a certain card. Such as if you're going up against an Aetherwork Marvels deck, you name Ulamog the Ceaseless Hunger, it stops them casting it. Or if you're playing a Mardu Vehicles deck and they have a Heretic around on the board, you can effectively shut it down, and so they can't cast anymore and they can't do any damage with the one on the board. We have 2 more Declarations in Stone, 2 Glorybringers. Yep, it's pretty much fantastic creature to have in the sideboard. It can get through, if there is a land swamping going on, this creature will sort of get you through 4/4 damage every time. It's really good. And we have 2-off of Magma Spray. Again, more removal, just useful in the sideboard. And we also run another 2 of Harsh Mentor. This is effectively to sub in if we need more damage triggers through crew effects or artifact effects, and even the lands. It is just a fantastic card to have. And that is it for the deck tech, and I would just like to say thank you for tuning in. Please check out the rest of our videos on the channel. We have got more going on, and yes, I hope to hear from you all in the comment section below about what improvements you think I need to make. And yeah, thank you for tuning in, guys. This has been Oxford Jordan signing off. Thank you for watching the video. Please remember to hit that like button, it supports the channel for free. Also subscribe, and remember, if you don't want to miss any videos, hit the bell icon right next to the subscribe button. Thank you for watching again, goodbye.